Hello everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here with our last Galio video until we start the guides again. So we're going with Yuumi, we're using Gale Force and Overwhelm. We're going to see if she can beat Galio. I'm really not quite so sure about this one. If you saw the guide, you know that her deck really doesn't have too many answers to save her own units. So we're going to need to win fast, and that's why I was leaning towards Armed Gearhead, but being able to just stun units each round to hold off, I think this will probably help us in the long run the most. I think Yuumi will probably do decent in many of the fights, but I think once we get higher up and we have to deal with like Viego just vengeancing our units, we will struggle a lot more. So we'll go with the Swole Squirrel. That potentially could be good as a buff target. But we're just going to open attack. Don't want them to have the opportunity of playing any blockers.
Approaching the battlefront!
So that's a bit unfortunate. They're going to now summon a Dauntless Vanguard next round since one of our units died. So we're just trying to buff this unit up as much as possible. So we're just trying to trigger that attach.
I've trained my whole life for this.
So it's not as much of an issue if one of our units dies now, since one already died this round. So we're just trying to get as much damage down on their Nexus as possible.
Strong.
But we need another blocker, and that gem we can use to trigger their attune, or what is it called? Faded. So we'll use this first. So we knew that was going to get challenged, but we just wanted to make sure that it was able to kill their unit.
Soldiers, to me!
Turn the page, book!
Okay, they decide not to block. Interesting. So I was just trying to get the scout attack off there before we played any more cards. So this potentially will help us. Sometimes we do run a little low on cards and we don't have too many reliable ways to draw new cards. We only really have the Face Sprout for generating new ones. So this will potentially help us, and then many of the bosses or just fights in this deck or in this adventure, they fill their hand up, so sometimes we can play that and they'll actually burn their own cards, so we won't be helping them. So always be careful when you're looking at equipment. This will replace the attached unit. So don't think, oh, I can put an attachment on them and I can put an equipment and they're just going to be massive. That's not the way it works. If you try to put this on someone that has the attached unit will get removed. So unfortunately, I don't think the item will carry over to the other copies. Anivia would really be too expensive to play, but Avalanche would be decent for sustain. I think the sustain will really be needed, and then this buffing up our deck will probably be okay. But I could see going for Nami as well. Alright, we'll head towards the shop. We'll hope that we just draw a mini-morph if we need it later. 6 mana is pretty far away. Getting the quick hit quill is pretty nice. So likely whoever we don't buff is going to get challenged, but not really anything we can do about that. There it is. So we want to get our other quick quill out. So we're going to play our 1 mana and then the 2 mana.
Looking for a hero for my hero.
The Tiny Spear or Tiny Shield work very well just for triggering your Fated. The Challenger plus Quick Quill Quick Attack will be very nice for removing their units. So we're using this to put down a big unit, but also to trigger Fated. So that if that tries to attack, we have something big enough to block and kill it.
Where'd we end up this time, Book?
So we're going to get the scout attack first. So we're just going to attack alone, and then we'll attack with everyone. We're going to buff up the Poro, because we want him to have at least enough attack to kill anything that tries to block him.
So shiny, it's gotta be way strong. Ready, Hammer?
Alright, nice. Another win. So with Yuumi, you are able to win games fairly fast, and you somewhat need to. This will be very nice to have. I think once you get Yuumi to level 30 and you have a lot of the upgrades and the 3 star powers, you'll probably be able to win games very fast. This is just a general good power, just letting your units be a little bit stronger when they come on the board. The one issue though is this is when you summon an ally. We don't actually summon that many allies though, because all the attached units, they're not technically summoned. So since we don't have too much draw, we'll actually run with this, and it can work out okay sometimes. This is an item that you normally want to grab if you see it in the shop. There's certain ones you don't see the gem. That means you normally couldn't add it to your deck if you were playing like the normal version of LOR. So normally they're quite good. So since we have Nab, I'll actually get rid of the Veteran Investigator. We already have a lot of 2-drops, and he's rather the weakest one.
Awesome! This is gonna be so much fun!
Yeah, I'm really not sure how Yuumi's going to do against some of the harder decks. Yeah, we'll hold on to this. The Tasty Feyfolk might really save us in some of these games. And then we'll probably need the Elusive.
Trickster never loses because Zoe makes the roses!
So since we don't have any attached units that we can play, we'll just start with the Starlit Seer.
Doggo, doggo, doggo!
A little luck for those who need it.
So I'm a bit worried here about this card that she generated. And again, every time you play against Zoe, you want to look and see what card she generated. So if we attach Yuumi to one of the units, they can just silence it and get rid of her. And then if we play our Tasty Fey Folk, again, they will be able to just silence it and get rid of the entire benefit of the card. I think we'll just pass here and see what they do.
What's in here? I like your nose. I was right
Okay,
about
so
that. What do stars smell like to you?
luckily they were able to, or fortunately they were spent all their mana. So though Tasty Fey Folk is good, I think we need to get the double attack in for Yuumi, and hopefully we can level her up before the unit gets silenced.
Where'd we end up this time, Book?
Uh-oh. So, they were still able to do it because they had a Moon Sliver in hand. So now the unit is silenced, but okay, Yuumi doesn't get detached, so everything she gave to the card is still there.
Visa is a sea all.
This is not the way.
I'm ready to take the first step.
I taste purple.
Follow my lead!
What are you?
So we don't want to get rid of all of our blockers or attached units, and the damage these are doing isn't too much, and then we have the lifesteal that's going to somewhat help bring us back up.
Lead the way, Book. Wait, you've been following me? In times of crisis, an aspect descends to herald the reshaping of worlds. And get
So, unfortunately, that's another problem with this deck, is you don't have any sort of removal. The only thing you have is Minimorph, which, being 6 mana, until you get it reduced down to 4, is pretty expensive.
Walking is strange.
So unfortunately they're probably going to block and kill the unit, but there's not much we can do to stop that, and we need the sustain and whatever damage we can do. So since we're not going to be able to block any of their units because they're all elusive, we'll try to throw Rainbow Fish down next turn, but we're not going to be able to do that. We need to try to kill as many of their units as we can. Now the Mountain Goat will probably block here, but we want the gem that he's going to create when he strikes.
We'll reach the peak.
Of course, he picked the highest cave.
Hey, you brought back my favorite star!
So we're just trying to get blockers to try to survive the attack.
Trust me. And your footing.
For some reason, she doesn't have items anymore. Interesting. So we're going to try to, instead of going for Yuumi, who doesn't seem to have items anymore, we're going to try to just destroy their units.
You were cuter before. I see to the next nebula.
So since this one is elusive, we're actually going to keep it as a blocker. But since this one doesn't have that, we're going to try to kill someone of theirs. Or just completely hit the Nexus, alright? So we're actually going to switch the Rainbow Fish for the Quick Quail for the defensive round. That will trigger the attach and give him the ability to block those elusives.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
So we don't want to play anything else. I want to be able to use Battle Bonds if needed, although at the moment there's nothing that can do the 9 damage, so we won't actually need that. Alright, I'm going to play this Starlight Seer just so it can block and kill their mentor. Although, yeah, if their mentor gives something to 3/3, it would have enough to kill the fused firebrand, so I'll just wait for battle bonds.
The power of Mount Tara.
See there. So we'll be able to kill their strongest unit other than Zoe and try to block the most amount of damage. So yeah, we're going to switch the Quick Quail back, since Elusive's not really helping when they can block anyways. Oh, that's silence.
Hey, what you got there?
Okay, they're silencing the other person. Interesting. So getting that overwhelm.
Watch them fly back.
So we're just going to try to buff him up as much as possible so we can punch through and hopefully
Power.
kill them here, but we're not going to last too many more attacks.
Put a little polish on you.
So, not quite enough.
The journey is difficult. These will protect you.
So unfortunately we don't have any Celestial card for it to behold at the moment and give it Spell Shield again, which would really be nice.
Here beyond. An auspicious
So
season.
if we can survive their attack, there's a chance that we'll be able to make it, but
Okay, what did you do this time?
they all have elusive. Yeah, it's only going to help the attack, so it won't really help us here.
Floaty crystal, behold, the power of Mount Targon.
Just trying to see if maybe we can get another blocker.
Stars.
Nope, didn't roll with the elusive. Alright, so we're still alive
Will be a
for now.
good winter.
The best journey brings me home.
So we're just gonna try to attack as soon as we can. Don't want them to be able to get that slow spell off. And we should be able to do enough damage with Overwhelm to get through. Okay, so that's the first boss down. Easy, right? Man, Yuumi is just so good. So we're going to start with Spell Shield. Even though Yuumi can get Spell Shield once she levels up, I think against like Viego, our units are just going to keep getting killed by his OP spells, so we need to have at least someone with Spell Shield. So I've never had this actually go off before. It's always been a waste. I think this might be one situation where this is actually gonna be helpful. So we'll head towards the spells chest. This deck definitely needs some good spells to help it, so we'll see if we can get lucky. So we're going to keep the Yordle Squire because generating that that buff card is pretty nice. So getting quick attack, overwhelm, and challenger on a card will be nice. Hopefully they don't play the capture unit. Okay, they don't. Alright, if we draw Yuumi, that'd be pretty nice for next turn. Nope. So I'm worried they're going to play their other landmark to capture. But we kind of need to risk it to use this card to kill whoever they drop if they play a different card.
Binder sharers. So shiny, it's gotta be way strong.
Just trying to trigger their faded.
Ready, Hammer?
So it's nice we can get quick attack so they don't get that lifesteal off.
Enter, traveler, and stop staring.
See, there's the capture card. And there goes our unit. One bad thing is since most of our deck is pretty cheap cost, our cards getting reduced to 0 is not really helping us. So this being one of our stronger big units, and then also triggering that fade on someone else. Alright, nice. So our Papercraft Dragon actually got reduced. That will be very big.
Oh, that's my favorite too.
Ah, damn. Alright, so we were about to win right there. Because this would be able to challenge their weaker unit, and then with the Overwhelm be able to do a large amount of damage, but it wouldn't have been quite enough on its own to win. So we needed one more unit to be able to hit the Nexus. So we had to slow play that, but the chance was to be able to win this round. Unfortunately, that is not happening. Alright, we're not going to bother attacking this round because these would all just die. And we'll keep the Blade of the Exile to trigger Faded next turn. But we're going to get one of our units back.
I'm mad about gems.
I can see that.
Be nice.
Unfortunately, got rid of all of the buffs from the capture. So we have a 0 mana mini-morph. So we're going to mini-morph the Mountain Sojourner, because if they play it right, they'll be able to give their units 4/4, or well, 2 units 2/2. We would maybe mini-morph the this card, the Mentor, but it's spell shielded.
Where'd we end up this time, book?
That's
are lost in
unfortunate.
the roar of the winds.
But we still have double attack, and we can still give it overwhelm and quick attack, or overwhelm back.
If you reach the peak or beyond,
So with their overwhelm, we're probably going to want a tankier unit than our 1/1 Poros.
Here beyond.
Go! Targon works in mysterious ways. Observe.
Let's not ruffle our feathers.
So we're using our Poros to block the ones that don't have overwhelm, because it doesn't matter how big these units are.
You're not a hero, right?
So yeah, we're not going to bother with the scout attack. We're just going to try to open attack and get the win. So unfortunately, this unit doesn't have Challenger anymore. So we'll actually challenge the strongest unit, because we don't want any of them to be able to survive the first attack.
Come on, chase! No!
only the worthy join the stars.
I thought we'd have just enough. So I'm quick quilling this just so it gets a bit more health. And then I'm going to Avalanche to both heal and then get rid of all their spell shields, so that if we need to mini-morph next turn when they're attacking, we can. So this would be good, but we don't have another way to manifest and see another Celestial.
What's that one? And that one? When it runs by, it scares stars from the sky.
History is forged anew.
So we're just trying to play a big unit as well as triggering that attach. Alright, I think I'm going to play Yuumi and get another unit that's higher up for their one of their 2 overwhelms.
Put a little polish on you.
So we know Yuumi's going to die here, but we just need to save our Nexus health.
Tell me a story.
And then we'll go for the Mentor instead of giving this unit something to grow off of with his Fury. want to grow this one so it'd actually be able to get big enough to kill the enemy.
I'm ready to play, bop, and knock over some cups.
So we're just going to try to attack with our elusive and hope that can get through and they don't have any spells to stop it. Alright, nice. It is definitely an issue with Yuumi where I feel much less in control of the situation. So normally we don't have too many units, but something to really hold off their attack would be decent. At the same time, though, 8 mana is pretty expensive. So Caught in the Cold will be much more consistent. I'm going to try for the 8 mana and just hope that we can get something to reduce this cost or give us spell mana each round or something like that. So this one is nice and cheap. We'll actually be able to use it. We can grant our ally 1/1. This will also trigger Fated, stunning enemy, very nice, and then Healing Nexus. This is just kind of everything we kind of want. Feebling Strike, this will be nice, especially with our different spells we have that can damage the enemy. Alright, we kind of have too many cards in our hand though, so even though this one would be decent, as well as Guiding Touch, we don't want our hand to get too cramped. Alright, we'll go for Stargazer. Alright, so this will just be able to challenge and kill our units immediately. Don't really want that to happen. And then by stunning it, they can't get their heal off. So that's not actually damaged, it's just stunned. So we're going to play this to see if we can manifest a quick Quill.
Now they see who I truly am.
So we're playing this to trigger Fated, but also to hopefully get a good item. That's not bad. So they will block, most likely, and even though it won't be able to kill them, it'll at least be able to reduce their power down And they don't have one of their other units on the board where they get special buffs if they see someone get healed.
Reconsider. May all those who journey find what they seek.
So this is just a pretty good beefy unit to play. The Overwhelm and Quick Attack is good. Just trying to debate between these two, because this one already has Overwhelm, and Yuumi will give it. Although again, for some reason it doesn't look like she has any items, which is weird. Okay, there it is. That's weird. Alright, we'll go for the quick attack unit.
Lead the way, Book! Wait, you've been following me?
A little luck for those who need it.
Got this from a
So we're going to get the tiny spear just so that we can get
These gems grant a
up to 8 attack, so that even if they block with their mountain goat, we'll still be able to kill it. Because we don't want to not kill their units when we're attacking. If we can help it, we don't want them to be able to heal. Alright, so they don't have a Star Gazer out, and they also don't have a Shepherd. These are the ones that if they have them on board, you don't want to damage their cards. Now, since they don't have that, we will attack, just to reduce the attack of their cards. So they will be able to heal it, but they're not going to get too much of a benefit from it.
Oh, you're all so cute!
So now we need to avoid healing them.
They say these were from the Protector himself.
Sadly, they had one in hand, so they'll get some buffs, but
I feel
if it gets
better
too
when you
strong,
feel
it's just
better.
going to get stunned. Or we could just silence it.
She called me betrayer. She scorned me.
For some reason, I always think this card is a guy, but its voice is definitely not. You can just see the power of the Enfeebling Strike, though, where all of their units getting just no attack. Alright, we should be able to win next round, and we're essentially at full health.
We're gonna find our Yordle, Book!
Alright, I think there was a shop after this. Oh no, there's a Blade Keeper. Let's see if we can get something good. So this will make it slightly more usable, but it will also reduce the heal, so that's a little sad, but... that's pretty decent. So since we have other ways, like several other cards of triggering Fated, I think we'll actually get rid of the Mountain Goat, since we have so many other 2-drops that are more important.
No power in this world can
This
stop
will
me.
be interesting. Because I doubt we'll be able to win before he gets on board. We'll hold on to a mini-morph just in case we need to use it on him. And now we always want to be making the tiny spears, since that is the one with the item on it.
Finders sharers. So shiny, it's gotta be way strong.
Nice, so our unit got buffed up to a pretty crazy level. The problem is it's going to be hard to play any other ones now because they're also higher cost. Nice, we're able to get Yuumi.
Death follow me, or peace.
So Yuumi will be able to go on this card and give it Spell Shield.
Lead the way, Brooke.
Hopefully we can use this to win pretty quickly. That's the issue I have with Yuumi decks, is it always feels like
No backing down.
I'm winning more because of luck than because of skill. So there's one Vengeance, but thankfully we have Spell Shield. Hopefully we can get this unit leveled up before they use another one. Okay, so they're out of mana, so I will slow play this a bit more. So the Viper could be good, but I think we're actually going to need the extra mana to play some of our more expensive spells. So I'm going to go with the Camavorian Soldier. Ooh, stealing his OP cards is definitely going to help us. This will give us good sustain and removal. But they have 6 mana now, so they're going to play Diego. There it is.
For us.
Gonna get rid of that Spell Shield.
You will serve.
Just thinking of using this to get his damage down with Enfeebling Strike. We're going to have to attack immediately next turn to be able to level up Yuumi to get that Spell Shield so Vengeance doesn't kill them. So yeah, this will heal us back up, reduce their attack a good amount.
I'm
leveled up. They shouldn't be able to kill her, and we should be able to win. Alright, we were able to kill Diego. So the quick strike blade won't work. At least I doubt it will. With Yuumi, when you play attach. The barrier could be decent, but I think the raw stats would actually be best, especially since we have Spell Shield. I think Fury's going to be pretty good. I wish we could cut Anivia. Yeah, I think I might head towards the cutting of cards. If you saw my Gnar playthrough yesterday of Gnar versus Galio, you have so many more options to be able to win games, or spells to be able to turn the tide and pull out a win. Whereas when you're playing Yuumi, it really does just feel like you have to hope you get lucky and win based on that instead of actually your skill. Alright, nice. We got a elusive unit.
Soldiers, to me.
We don't want him to kill our units, so again, we're just going to stun his unit out. We want this to survive. You always want to protect your Daring Poro. Being able to throw a attach unit onto him, like Yuumi, will be very strong.
Wait, you've been following me?
Ready for deployment!
It is very nice that when we nab their cards, it's their exact card, so all the items on it. Because some of these are pretty broken. So this could challenge and kill our Yuumi. So even though we already have Overwhelm, we're actually going to play the Crystal Ibex to trigger Fated and hopefully put it out of range. Perfect. So we're just going to get the scout attack off first.
Let's find a new best friend!
Show them what we're made of!
Alright, we're just going to give another unit elusive and try to completely avoid their units. Because we haven't killed a single one of their units this game. We just completely avoided them. So summoning a 1-cost unit isn't really crazy, but if we get 2 more copies of this in our deck, we get essentially 2 more copies of this as well. I feel like this is going to be the better way to get more of these. And this is part of why I want to cut cards, is since we have some really good units that will really help our game plan, some of these other ones that are just fine, we will try to get rid of. Alright, we'll try to get a good power. So the problem with this is it would just frostbite the unit we already have stunned, so essentially would do nothing, really. This is normally really good, but I think in our situation it's not really going to help us too much. Alright, getting a elusive every round that we can use this as a attached target, that will definitely be nice. Let's just try to do what we just did last game of just avoiding the enemy completely. Alright, time for my favorite activity. Killing Dawn Speakers.
I'll write my own story. Finders sharers.
So the Yordle is pretty good, but we're going to try to buff up the Sting Officer.
So shiny, it's gotta be way strong.
So another nab. So I don't actually want to block here, because one, they'd just be killing my units and most of the damage would go through anyways. But also, even if we kill their units, then they're just going to buff up more. So right now we're just going to try to put Yuumi onto the elusive and just completely ignore them essentially if possible. Right after this we have a heal, and so we can get a full heal going, and we also have good sustain as well as the Tridimir power.
Where'd we end up this time, book?
Slow down, will you?
Keeping pace. They'll never see these coming. Very first prize.
Our hand is going to get very full.
They'll never see these coming. Very first prize. They'll never see these coming.
By the strength of our convictions.
So I'd be tempted to play Avalanche here, but that would just kill most of our own units. The problem is I generally don't actually want to kill their units anymore. I'm going to play the Tasty Fey Folk just so that we can try to block with them and get some sustain. And we'll play the Yordle Squire just so we can get another tiny spear.
Got this from a side quest.
As Demacia wills it.
You're strange.
So yep, I'm going to play this
What are
here
you?
because I don't want to kill their units because then they'll buff everyone up. But I want to get that sustain. If we get another attached unit, we'll just throw it on him.
Surprise.
Granted, our hand is pretty full.
Yeah, an even bigger weapon.
Perfect. So we should be able to just, again, completely ignore them and win with our elusive.
We're gonna find our Yordle book.
They're in for a surprise. They'll never see these
So, second game of us winning without killing a single enemy.
They're in for a surprise. They'll never see these coming.
So the ephemeral is slightly bad, but it is going to add 2 copies of them. So that'll actually make it better, because we just want to get as many of those tiny spheres as possible. It will remove them as a buff target, but it'll make them a really good blocker. Alright, full health into Galio.
Time to make an impact.
It looks like the support champion is Malphite. So yeah, we'll re-roll this since we know we're going to get a elusive. We'll hold on to one of these just in case we need some sustain and chip at the enemy. So we're just trying to trigger that faded this round. Next round we're going to use Yuumi, so as long as he can just survive till then, we'll get the spell shield.
They're in for a surprise.
Hopefully they don't open attack.
Remember that crag.
Alright, they're stunning him, but I'm still just going to use
We're off on a new
Yuumi.
adventure.
So since he's doing 8 damage, we will actually block him just to help us last a bit longer. Uh-oh. We should not have done that. So since we didn't have a unit on board, that just kills whatever unit you have. Since we don't have any units, I'm going to play this.
I am rock solid.
So this is definitely unfortunate. So yeah, if I hadn't blocked that one unit, then it would have gotten killed by the landmark. And then we could have just had 2 attacks doing a bunch of damage with Yuumi. Unfortunately, I did not think of that at the moment. Alright, since he's stunned, we're again going to just use this to... Since all of them are scaling with health, by damaging their health, it is going to save us a lot of damage on our Nexus. So we do still have the Tridimir power, and we also have a revive if we need it. So the fact that this is going to get negative attack to all units isn't really going to matter since they don't scale with their attack. And then if we actually damage them, they will rally.
We see through all.
This is where they stop and go, oh, look at that view.
Vermin. This would be a good winter.
So we got the 1 heal off from Tridimir. We're using this to reduce all their attack again.
Snow on my feet, wind on my head.
I hope you never change.
Got this from a side quest.
Dive, Silverwings, dive!
Looking for a hero for my hero.
So we are going to try something a little desperate and crazy.
Yeah, an even bigger weapon. No backing down. Ready, Hammer?
So the problem is, if we attack, we're going to be damaging a unit, and when a unit gets damaged, they rally. But if we don't do anything, our units will die, and then they'll be able to open attack anyways. Well, let's see how this goes. Alright, so we should have a revive, which I think will give us another Tridimir revive as well. Let's just not make that one mistake that we did last time, and maybe we'll be fine.
Time to make an impact!
And yeah, they summon this at the beginning of every game. So I'm going to play this so that hopefully they play a unit and we can kill it with the ephemeral.
Give me chase.
Yeah, an even bigger weapon.
So we won't actually kill it, but I think getting this extra damage on the Nexus would actually be better.
These coming.
There I am.
Alright, so this time we're not going to block with this unit,
Adventure.
and we're going to let it get obliterated.
I will go this way.
Surprise. On foot.
So I don't really want to wait. Although the Blade of the Exile would be nice, it's good to have another way to trigger Fated, and I don't want to wait for them to play a spell to try to stop me,
They'll
even though I have
see
Spell
these
Shield.
coming.
Landslide.
They're in for a surprise.
Alright, I'll just try to get a little bit more damage now that they are out of mana.
Give me chase.
If one of them blocks this, they'll at least get reduce their attack, essentially.
They'll never see these coming. They're in for a surprise. They'll never see these coming.
Deadly Paths, just another day in Targon.
So I hope we still have Tridemirs, but I'm not sure. I think Avalanche will probably be the best. This won't activate until next round, and we need to survive this round. So being able to reduce their attacks somewhat, as well as healing our Nexus a little bit.
Looks like fun.
So we do have this, but it's on countdown 2, and we hopefully will be able to win next round. But we'll play a chip just in case so we can eat that
All
if
this war
something happens. So we're gonna open attack,
Until the battle's won.
which should level up the unit, which will give it Spell Shield again. Even though its attack should
Stand back.
kill it.
They're in for a surprise.
Oh, I guess not quite. Oh.
Keep me pace. They'll never see
Oh, the flash bomb already triggered the rally.
Let's
Perfect.
find a new best friend.
they're in for a surprise.
All right, there is Galio defeated with Yuumi. Easy, so easy. Anyone can do that. All right, I hope you were able to learn something about what it's like to play Yuumi, and especially if you look at the other Galio playthroughs I've done, you can probably see how she very much differs from a lot of the other champions. I think if you go back and watch the Gnar playthrough, you can probably see a huge difference in how we always seem to have an option, but with Yuumi it's kind of more based on luck. But hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching that video. We're putting out daily content for Path of Champions, so if that interests you, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment down below. We're just starting out here on YouTube, trying to grow the channel, so any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you, and have a great day.